I'm Motley Fool Canada senior analyst Nick Sciple, and this is the 5 Minute Major, here to make you a smarter investor in about 5 minutes. Today, we're discussing Shopify's blowout third quarter 2024 earnings release. My guest today is Motley Fool Canada Chief Investment Officer Iain Butler. Iain, thanks for joining me.
Great to be here, Nick, and great to be back doing these 5 minute majors.
Yeah, excited to be here with you, Iain. Shopify dominating the news this week in Canadian investing land. Stock up more than 25% this week after better than expected results and a positive outlook for the upcoming holiday shopping season. Iain, what stood out to you from the earnings release?
Uh, a few things. What stood out right up front was the brevity of the earnings release. Frankly, they used to have quite a detailed press release hit the wire, and this one was pretty short, a page and a half. So maybe that's a change of philosophy. Whatever. But the message that they conveyed was that this business is absolutely, it remains on fire. It's been on fire since we started covering the company just over 8 years ago. Just a consistent quarter after quarter, year over year growth rates north of 20%, time in and time out. What has changed, though, is that now this company is more consistently profitable. Profit margin has ramped very nicely in the earlier years. We would see negative profit margins. This thing is profitable. It is free cash flow generative. There's a real business here. So it's not just a glamorous growth story. There is a real business behind Shopify. I think going down to the business level, reading through the conference call, and again, just more of the tone, just because we have followed this company for so long. It's become a business operating system, a lot like Microsoft Windows. It is the go-to source if you're starting a business or if you're an existing business and want to up your game, you go to Shopify, and they provide all these tools that just allow the business to run far more smoothly than any other platform out there.
Yeah, Ian, throughout much of its history, Shopify branded itself as focusing on small merchants, arming the rebels against large competitors like Amazon and e-commerce. Today, though, Shopify increasingly attracting large sellers to the platform. Wouldn't say it's arming the rebels as much as it is an arms dealer to anybody who wants their services. How has the company really evolved since you started covering the business, and where do you think the company is going to go from here?
Yeah, I went back to some of the early coverage that we did provide on Shopify, and just to get a flavor for the change that's occurred. Back then, they had 243,000 merchants on the platform. Today, that's over 2 million. It was not a household name back then by any stretch. I don't know that that's changed. I don't know that if you walk up to somebody on the street and say Shopify, they immediately know. So maybe that's changed. Maybe it hasn't. I think it's moved in the right, or moved to more of a household name, but not so much, because they do still work in the background. As indicated earlier, it was not profitable. This most recent quarter, they reported 19% free cash flow margin. And just another fun little stat, back then they had 1,000 employees. Today they are over 8,000 employees. And I think they've gone from focusing on small merchants to all merchants, and they've even gone beyond online. They are having an offline business now. They are going business to business, not just business to customer, and they've really expanded international business too. So the company has just exploded. It continues to find new sort of growing new tentacles, expanding on what it's got on its core, and growing beyond that. So it's a fun company to read about every quarter, as opposed to a lot of the companies that we come across where there's a lot of, yeah, this is good, but everything just continues to roll very nicely for Shopify.
It's just really a wonderful Canadian business growth story, a company that continues to show optionality many years after its founding, and the founder continues to knock on new doors, open new markets for the business. I think the growth for Shopify not likely to slow down anytime soon. Still lots of merchants to bring on to the platform, and again, lots of other areas of commerce that they're not as deeply penetrated in as they have historically been in e-commerce, that the company has lots of opportunity to go after.
It was founded in 2004, I believe. So we're 20 years into the story, and yeah, I don't know that there's any indication that it's running at a runway. There's plenty more to go for Shopify.
Yeah, we've been following this company for years. Hope to continue following it for decades to come. Iain, thank you so much for joining me for this edition of the 5 Minute Major. We'll see everybody next time.